Check it out, check a boom boom, baby. Feeling it, I'ma go crazy. Everything's looking good, like it should. Check a boom boom, baby.
When you think of the updates to any new car today, big screens, more features and more money is usually the script. And when you think of buying a comfortable, reliable, feature-packed SUV for near 15 lakh rupees, the Venue is where you start. And this is the new one.
And yes, new of course means it does get bigger screens, more features, and with a price range from just under 8 lakh rupees to near 17 lakh rupees, it is more expensive than before. But is it better?
If you want the long answer, then stick around till the end, but the short answer is yes. Back here, you get a little bit more knee room thanks to a slightly longer wheelbase. There's also a two-step recline for the rear backrest, and you also get sunshades. Now, the rear seat has always been the Venue's Achilles heel, and these small changes put together definitely take it from a 6 on 10 to a 7.5 or even an 8 on 10, which is respectable. There are still only 2 headrests back here, so the person sitting in the middle does have higher chances of a whiplash injury, but at least you get AC vents and 2 Type-C ports to keep you cool and charge your phone while it happens.
Safety is no laughing matter, and Hyundai agrees. The Venue therefore sits on a revised global K1 platform with more use of high-strength steel. There are also all-wheel disc brakes now, and it gets level 2 ADAS with 6 additional safety features compared to the outgoing Venue.
There's no NCAP crash test ratings just yet, but I do have high expectations, and no matter your expectations, you're definitely going to be impressed by this cabin. The quality of the materials firstly is spectacular pretty much everywhere you touch. The switches, the dashboard, the console here, the stuff here, it is really very good quality. You have 2 dual 12.3-inch screens with really sharp resolution, very fast responses as well, and yes, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is great because these really are the kind of screens that make you want to use maps even when you know the way.
And Hyundai clearly knows the way forward. Physical controls, proper buttons for media and air conditioning. Finally, a manufacturer that realizes that not every surface needs to be touch-based.
So the new Venue is more spacious, has more features and more safety built in. So you would automatically assume that Hyundai has gone to town with the engines as well, and they have. There's a new 170 horsepower petrol engine. I'm just kidding. It's the same engines as before.
You still get the smooth, naturally aspirated petrol with a manual, the punchy but thirsty turbo 3-cylinder petrol with a manual and DCT, and the awesome diesel, which finally gets both a manual and an automatic. Basically, the same playlist, just better speakers.
If you're not a driving enthusiast, firstly you need help, and secondly you need nothing more than the standard petrol engine. It does get a little bit lethargic if you load it up with people and luggage, but otherwise it's got enough grunt for the city and for occasional highway runs as well. There is a drunk man on the road attempting to cross. I will quickly navigate past him and get back to the topic. Now, there are 2 catches with the standard petrol engine. First is that it's only available with the manual. Hyundai for some reason is not offering the CVT like they do with the i20. The second catch is that it's only available in the mid-spec variant, so only till H5 is where the standard petrol goes up till, so none of the higher variants. If you do want one of the higher variants and you spend a lot of time on the highway, the diesel is a great choice. It is expensive, but you more than recover that cost in terms of its fuel efficiency. It's also smooth, it's got a great amount of range on the tank, and honestly a very nice engine. Hyundai is also offering it with the automatic now, which is great, but the catch with the automatic is that it's only available in 1 mid-spec variant and 1 top-spec variant, and that brings us on to the turbo petrol, which is this. It's punchy, it's fast, and in this N line it also sounds really nice. Hyundai is offering a 7-speed DCT or a manual gearbox. Again, super nice, you have the option of both. The DCT is offered in 4 different variants, so again that's great, and it's also really fun to drive. What's not fun though is the 8 to 9 kmpl mileage that you'll get in the city.
Fun though is what Hyundai's designers seem to be having, because the new Venue looks interesting. It's more imposing for sure. Angrier face, taller stance and swollen arches.
Looks can be subjective, so I'll leave you to decide what you think about the new Venue's design. But if you ask me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. For me, the design is a little bit too busy and there's just a lot going on pretty much everywhere you look, as compared to the old Venue, which was a really nice, smart, clean design that aged pretty well. Anyways, that brings us on to some frequently asked questions about the new Venue. How big is the boot? It's 375 liters, which is just about perfect for fitting a couple of cabin bags and a couple of bodies.
What?
Just kidding, the cabin bags won't fit after the bodies. Okay, next question. Can it do a J-turn? Only one way to find out. Yes, it can. How are the speakers? This top-spec variant of the Venue gets an 8-speaker Bose audio system with a new amplifier in the back, and it sounds good. Gets a solid 8 on 10, but it's not a night and day difference from the outgoing Venue. Next question, is it worth upgrading from the old Venue? I'd say if your old Venue is still starting, stopping, running just fine, then I would not suggest that you get the new Venue. But if you're upgrading from a smaller car or a hatchback or planning this as your very first car, then yes, the new Venue is smarter, it's safer, it's bigger than ever before, and honestly, the Venue is just such an easy car to recommend that this would make a great first car or a great upgrade. The cabin feels very premium, and this just feels like a small car and not a cheap car, which is very nice. And that's really the best way to sum up the new Venue. It appeals to one and all. Yes, the variant split is a bit odd. It's still not our recommendation if the rear seat is your priority, and it is expensive. Near 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees more than its rivals at the very top, and you don't get too much extra in return. But what you do get is a comfortable, feature-packed SUV with a really premium cabin that you'd look forward to stepping into every single day. We also only heard good things about Hyundai's service and reliability, which is definitely a major question mark for some of its rivals. The new Venue then is really a jack of all trades. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the unscripted part of the Venue review. I hope we've covered pretty much everything. Some stuff that I wanted to cover as extras is one is the blind spot monitor. It's actually really nice. You put on your indicator and the blind spot monitor comes onto your cluster. Mahesh is having a cough. In fact, I have a really bad cough as well. And Jay, who's our social media guy, sitting in the back there, also has a really bad cough. All of us have blocked noses and serious coughs. So send us some get well soons in the comments. But anyways, blind spot monitor is actually really nice. You put on the indicator, you might have seen it on the Seltos and the Sonnet. You put on your indicator, you get a display in your cluster, and it's actually very convenient. You almost stop using the mirrors if you get used to it. Very, very nice. The quality of the materials is the main thing I wanted to talk about. It is genuinely fantastic. You don't notice it so much on the N-line because all the plastics are black. But on the standard car with the cream and blue interior, it just feels very premium. And for me, this is the main thing. The Venue is a car that hasn't ever felt wow. Like the Sonnet to me has felt wow in a lot of places. But now the Venue feels properly wow. And genuinely, the quality of the materials is spectacular. There's not soft touch plastics in a lot of places, but the plastics feel really premium. Even this bit on the dashboard where the Venue lettering is, it honestly feels like a stone tile and not a plastic. It's really well done. I really like the layout of the interior as well. The screen is curved towards the driver. There's nice, big, chunky physical controls. It just feels very well put together. It's expensive, and honestly, $1.5 lakh, maybe more, variant to variant against some of its rivals is a lot of money, and there's not too much you're getting in terms of stuff on the spec sheet. But as a product, this is a car that it's so easy to recommend, so easy to buy. It's just really very, very nice. Anyways, thank you for watching Power Drift. Hopefully you liked our review of the Venue N-Line and the Venue. And yeah, some get well soons in the comments, please.